You think passive income is your escape plan? It's not. It's the trap. And if you don't understand what I'm about to tell you, you're going to spend the next 10, 20, maybe 30 years chasing something that was never real in the first place. Let me be very clear with you. The version of passive income you see online, the one where you put money somewhere, do nothing, and watch cash roll in while you relax, that version does not exist. And the people selling it to you, they're not making money from passive income. They're making money from you. Pause for a second and really think about that. If something truly paid you 10, 12, 15% with zero effort, why would anyone tell you about it? Why would they make YouTube videos, courses, ads, webinars? They wouldn't. They would quietly compound their money and disappear, but they don't. Because the business isn't passive income. The business is selling you the dream of passive income. And in 2026, that noise is about to get louder than ever. You're going to see more ads, more financial freedom gurus, more people promising easy money. And at the same time, the risk of getting this wrong has never been higher. Inflation is still quietly eating your purchasing power. Markets are unpredictable. And most people don't have the emotional discipline to survive volatility. So what do? They chase shortcuts. They chase yield. They chase anything that sounds easy. And that's exactly how wealth gets destroyed. Let me tell you something most people don't want to hear. Making money is not the hard part. Keeping it is. And if you violate one rule, just one, you can wipe out years of progress overnight. That rule, never lose your principle. Simple, but almost nobody follows it because people get greedy. They hear someone say, I'm making 12% passive income, and suddenly logic disappears. Due diligence disappears. Risk disappears. And now they're writing checks into things they don't understand. That's not investing. That's gambling with better marketing. So before I tell you where I actually put my money, I need to show you where people are getting destroyed right now, because what you avoid matters more than what you choose. Let's start with the biggest illusion in personal finance, the one almost everyone believes in: single-family rental properties. You've heard it your whole life. Buy a house, rent it out, live off the income. Sounds safe, sounds proven, sounds passive. It's none of those things. It's a second job, and not a good one. Let me break your illusion with reality. That easy rental income, it comes with midnight calls, broken pipes, tenants who stop paying, legal battles, unexpected repairs that wipe out your entire year. And here's the part nobody tells you. The math you're using is wrong, completely wrong. You think rent minus mortgage equals profit. That's fantasy math. Real math includes vacancy, maintenance, insurance, taxes, management fees, time, stress. When you actually calculate everything honestly, most of these deals are producing returns under 4% with massive risk, no liquidity, and constant headaches. You're taking on the responsibility of a business without the returns of one. Now ask yourself this: why would you do that? When safer, more predictable options exist, you wouldn't, unless you were sold a dream instead of shown the truth. And here's the dangerous part. In today's environment, margins are thinner than ever. One bad tenant, one major repair, one economic shift, and your passive income turns into a financial burden overnight. So if that's not the answer, what actually works? I'm going to show you. But understand this first. Real passive income is not exciting. It's not flashy. It doesn't go viral on social media. It's boring, predictable, and consistent. That's why it works. The first stream I trust with my own capital is something most people don't even understand: private credit. And that's exactly why it's powerful, because the best opportunities are never the ones being shouted at you. Here's how it works. Instead of trying to own businesses, you lend to them, you become the bank. And when you're the lender, you get paid first, not last. That changes everything. You're not hoping for growth. You're not praying for stock prices to go up. You're collecting income contractually. And if something goes wrong, you're first in line to get your money back. That's what protection looks like. Now let's talk about returns, because this is where people start paying attention. In today's environment, private credit can generate 8 to 12% annually. Real cash flow, paid regularly, not theoretical gains, not maybe someday returns. Actual income. And here's the kicker. In many cases, those returns adjust with interest rates. So when rates go up, your income goes up. Think about that. While everyone else is complaining about the economy, you're getting paid more. That's how smart money operates. No drama, no noise, just disciplined cash flow. And most importantly, no involvement, no tenants, no calls, no chaos. That's what passive should look like. Now, I'm not done because there's a second stream, and this one is even more powerful long term, but almost nobody talks about it the right way. Royalties. This is where things get interesting because this is where money truly works without you. When you own a royalty, you own the right to get paid when something is used. A song, a product, a brand, a system. Every time that asset generates revenue, you get a piece. And you don't do anything. No operations, no management, no overhead, just ownership. Let me simplify it. Imagine getting paid every time someone listens to music or uses a product or consumes content. That's what this is. And when you diversify across hundreds or thousands of these assets, something incredible happens. Predictability. Because even if one asset slows down, the rest continue producing and the income keeps flowing. That's how real passive income is built, not on hype, on structure. Now, here's what I love about this model. It doesn't depend on market timing. It doesn't depend on trends. People consume content in every economy, in recessions, in booms, in uncertainty, which means the cash flow continues. And typically, you're looking at 6 to 9% annually, stable, consistent, and often growing over time. Now step back and look at this. You have one stream focused on lending, another focused on ownership of intellectual property, both generating income, both structured, both disciplined. This is how real portfolios are built. Not chasing trends, but stacking reliable systems. Now before you get excited, I need to pull you back for a second, because this is where most people mess everything up. They hear about income and immediately start chasing the highest number. That's how they walk straight into traps. Let me show you one that's exploding right now. Crypto staking, you've seen it. Earn 12%, 15% passive income. Sounds incredible. It's not. It's dangerous because the yield is not real income. It's paid in the same asset. So that can drop 50% overnight. So what happens? You think you're earning 15%, but your principal just got cut in half. That's not income, that's illusion, and there's zero protection. No insurance, no guarantees. If it collapses, you're done completely, and it happens more often than you think. So let me say this clearly. High returns with no protection are not opportunities. They're warnings. Same thing with high dividend stocks. People love them. They look safe, they feel traditional, but when yields get too high, there's usually a problem underneath. Struggling business, too much debt, no growth, and eventually that dividend gets cut, and when it does, you lose income and capital at the same time. That's a double hit, and most people never recover from it. So here's the shift I want you to make. Stop asking, how much can I make? Start asking, how safe is my principal? Because that question is what separates investors from gamblers. Now let's bring this all together. If I were building a passive income portfolio today, it would look like this. Majority in structured income-producing lending, a strong portion in diversified royalties, and a small reserve in cash, ready to deploy when opportunities appear. Simple, disciplined, effective, not exciting. But that's exactly why it works, because real wealth is not built on excitement. It's built on consistency. And here's the final thing I want you to understand. This is the part that changes everything. Your money needs a job. Right now, whether you realize it or not, your money is working. The question is, what is it doing? Is it working with structure, with protection, with purpose, or is it chasing hype, following trends, and hoping for the best? Because hope is not a strategy. And in this game, hope is expensive. So take a step back, look at everything you own, and ask yourself one simple question. What job is this money doing? If you can't answer that clearly, you have a problem. But if you can't, if every dollar has a role, a purpose, a system behind it, that's when things change. That's when income becomes predictable. That's when stress disappears. That's when wealth actually starts to build. And once you reach that point, you stop chasing money. Money starts working for you, quietly, consistently, relentlessly. And that is the game you actually want to be in.